Alright guys, this is my newest update on my Axial Wraith. You'll see that I have it pretty much torn down right now. I decided last night around midnight that I would try and install the CKRC battery forward plate. It is something I picked up off of obviously CKRC online. It was I think 15 bucks, and it basically gives you a plastic plate that mounts in the front of the vehicle so you can mount your battery. And as you can see there, I have mounted it. However, I didn't realize how involved the process was on getting that little tiny piece of plastic up there. You have to do a lot of teardown and disassembly of pretty much the tubular chassis and pretty much tear most of the body off as well. You will have to remove a portion of the interior to make the battery fit, and I kind of have those pieces right here. These are basically kind of like the kick panels in a traditional car. They were mounted, as you can see, right in there where you see the battery now peeking through. Those do have to be cut off because they as shown in the instructions, it says to bend them in. Well, they can bend in, they just look out of place. I just chopped them out. So not too concerned with scale looks so much in this vehicle, more on performance. So as far as the mounting of it, the first issue I got, CKRC has great instructions online. However, the plate they're using does not match up with the plate they sent me. It's drilled differently. They say there's one countersink screw directly under the battery, and then a cap head screw that's directly under this receiver box. Well, the holes for the cap screw isn't even close. I tried every single variation of it, and I ended up having to cut my own hole. So I'm going to show you guys kind of what it looks like on the underside. There is that kind of shininess, is that CKRC battery forward tray, and you'll see that right here is the countersunk screw from the top side, and then this is the screw that you needed to screw in. That's the cap head screw. Basically, didn't work out the way I wanted it, but anyways, it is getting me my battery forward on the vehicle. The other issue I have is the receiver box. They basically say use the existing 3 holes. And there's 2 holes that are cut slot-wise and 1 hole that matches up, but here is the exact mounting of it that they wanted, and here's my issue. This thing is now underneath the cross member, and this is the only way you can mount it to be able to mount the correct little deal right there so it doesn't hit the forward tube. But here's my issue. When you got full articulation, and you'll see it here, it ends up hitting the receiver box. Not good. So I'm going to have to put my thinking cap on and see how I can get this thing to really work correctly. The other thing that is pretty much an issue is you're moving all sorts of electronics everywhere. I ended up switching out my receiver, which was this little tiny little AR3 from Axial. It's a micro receiver, and I ended up putting in just the standard Spectrum SR300 to match up with my Spectrum receiver. So there's not enough room in there for all the stuff that they have. So like here's the little light kit, or the light little thing that controls the lighting, more wires. Here's all the rest of these are the forward wires, the rear wires, and then obviously you have a lot of wires now because everything's all right up in front. It used to be tucked in the back. Either way, can't fit all that stuff in there, so I'm going to have to come up with a new idea. Other deal is the ESC is now mounted, as you can see it right there. I had to mount it as forward as possible because the cable that goes from the speed control up to the receiver, as you see that little wire right there, that's the full length of it. There's no more room. So I had it mounted as forward as possible, and then obviously the motor wires will end up going and getting tucked kind of up underneath, and good zip ties and everything. You also will lose the nice little switch that Axial provided us right underneath the steering wheel. So anyways, that is the battery forward. Didn't realize what I was getting myself into. Probably took longer to do half of this job than all my other upgrades thus far. So anyways, that is the battery forward, and I'll give you guys a sneak little preview. Here is a thing that I was working on also. These are aluminum body panels that I've kind of cut out of a sheet of 1/4 mil aluminum. So that's I'll be doing another video on that, obviously, but kind of looks pretty cool. That's my first mess with cutting aluminum out. So other than that, it's a little bit sharp right now. I need to find all the edges, and just wanted to see if it fit and looked good. So it does look good, and we'll go from there. That's it for now, guys. Over and out. Any questions, comments, throw them on down below, and tell me if you like it.